satisfaction, I can't get no reaction. She's just stuck in my head. She's somebody that don't need nobody. She's still stuck in my head. Lips of satisfaction, I can't get no reaction. She's still stuck in my head.
Oh, I don't really know what was gonna be the follow up on that. I gotta workshop an intro. I keep saying that. Like I gotta come up with a thing. Like I need to have a bit. Okay. And the bit is not me doing a Donald Trump voice, by the way. Also, this really happened. Somebody walked into my store today and they were like, do the Donald Trump voice. In real life, that happened. Oh. And yeah. Yeah. That really happened. That was a rough one. And even worse, it was a mother. And her daughter was there. She was like, do the voice, do the voice. And then her like 16-year-old daughter was standing there being like, and I'm like, I like Dungeons and Dragons. I literally had to do the voice part or like do the roar. Like I did do the roar. Get out the impression, Trump boy. Fucking I think I'm gonna crash out, you know? That's it. That's the end. That's the end for me. What's up, Ace? She may as well have told you to dance for her. That's insane. uh, I, yeah, yeah. Keep forgetting we share a birthday. And all the happy birthdays in chat had me baffled. Why can't we just wish you a happy birthday, JC? Maybe want to wish you a happy birthday. Yeah, chat. Am I unk? Am I chopped? I'm 28 now, dude. 28 years old. Not getting any younger. Day late and a dollar short. 1 foot in the grave. What's another? I'm trying to think of more things. I'm unk. I remember when the Twin Towers fell. What else? I don't know. Fucking yeah. I really wish I had like a more entertaining day. Yeah, I'm over the hill. I'm older than you, be quiet. You people always be saying that stuff, all right? And I get that you're older than me. But in spirit, I've lived more lives than you, okay? I've been on this cosmic wheel, okay? It's like Pillars of Eternity. I went through the wheel, they brought me out again, and I remember and retain all the memories from my past lives. All right? And I just keep having to redo that. I wasn't sentient enough for the towers to make an impression. You gotta. I only vaguely remember, you know?
They say it's your birthday. I was gonna give you $28, but with the possibility of another shutdown on the horizon, this is all I can afford. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Party face emoji.
Yeah. I really... Look, man, if we shut down again, I cannot wait for the Democrats to fumble the ball at the 10-yard line again. Ah. Happy birthday, Grandpa.
What do we do, argue with you?
Happy birthday, Grandpa. Now take this money to pay some bills.
Thank you. Grandpa's gonna pay for his, what's like an old people thing? I'm gonna use that $20 towards my new cataracts, okay? I remember renting VHS at the Piggly Wiggly. Listen, you're allowed to rent VHS, but if you start introducing the Piggly Wiggly into the conversation, I'm gonna be like, take it back to the fucking Amish. Diesel, I'm gonna need you to stream every day if we shut down again, just to get through it. I don't have a government job, so I don't think I can do every day, but I'll try my best. This will be another very frequent occurrence, these government shutdowns I'm seeing. Oh yeah, my dentures, my prune juices. What do you think cataracts are? I don't know, something that old people get.
Happy birthday, Unc. Use this for your taxes and shit. Also, do you enjoy WWE?
I had like a period during the pandemic where I was really into Japanese wrestling. I got into it because Kenny Omega was on the scene, and I really liked him and just his vibe. And then I started watching Japanese wrestlers, and I just kind of fell out from it for a time, you know. Lol, it's an eye disease. So young people can get cataracts? I've met a lot of young people that sounded all right. I should just also clarify, I'm really tired too. I did not sleep well last night. I had a really long day in the store, so I'm tired. But yeah, government funded live streaming, or we actually riot. That too. Yeah, dogs also get cataracts. That's another thing. But yeah, it was kind of like a long kind of day. You didn't sleep well either? No, bro. Yeah, I wasn't partying. That's the thing. We were having a debate about High Guard. So I played High Guard last night, chat. I played the game. I gotta be honest, some of the hate for High Guard is 100% forced. I feel like people are trying to do like a Barbenheimer, but for High Guard. They're trying to do like the Doomsday thing because like Concord was bad, right? That they're trying to be like, oh, next Concord. You can't just like force these things, all right? Concord was $40. Concord was $40 fucking dollars, guys. All right. High Guard has a low guard to entry, okay? I played it, and like when you play a match of High Guard, it's kind of like the first 8 minutes of like a 20 round, or no, the first 10 minutes of like a 20-minute match are boring, right? And then the rest of it is like a game. But like the whole like initial start where you put down reinforced walls feels very pointless. Very, very pointless. It just feels kind of like, well, me putting down these walls doesn't matter if I get the sword. Because then it just doesn't get attacked. And it might get attacked later, but then you'll just spawn back at the base at a later time anyway, so you can just put down the walls then. And at least that way you'll know which way they're coming from, right? And then like the initial phase where you go out on your horse and you gather resources by hitting like a blue rock with your axe is like insane. It is so fucking slow and tedious. And then collecting all the gear feels very pointless too. Yeah, and then like some of the visual clarity for what the guns do was very strange. I had this time where I'd look at a gun and I'm like, what is this? Is this a shotgun? And then I fired it and it was like an SMG. It was very strange. But then when you get the sword, you put the sword in the shield wall and it like summons the big ballista and you go into like this tight close quarters like domination game mode where you're trying to plant bombs is fucking really fun. And that is really fun because you jump from your horse to off your horse to flying around to buildings, and it's like really tight. And I sweep because I think everybody's playing the game with their fucking eyes closed because they've fallen asleep by that point. But that gets really fun. But the thing is that there's all this like pointless faffing about, right? And the maps are all, here's why the maps are big, right? Here's why the maps are big. So that way you have to use a mount, right? So they're saying 3v3 isn't enough. They want 3v3v3, right? But no. If you added an extra team to these size maps, it would become too chaotic. and you wouldn't be able to gather any resources, and you need to gather resources. It's built into the system, right? The only way that you level up your gear is by getting resources and talking to the vendor. Or just like rolling really well on a loot chest. So it's either one of those things, but you should collect resources to hedge your bets. And so it needs to be bigger as a map to facilitate the use of the horse. And then, by the way, guess what? You can buy horse armor. You can buy fucking horse cosmetics, okay? So the horse only feels like it exists to make the map bigger, or they made the map bigger to accommodate the horses, and the horses only exist as an extra avenue for selling you fucking skins. That's what it feels like, all right? There you go. I think the resource gathering should be different because it resets between rounds. So like the first round should be getting geared, the other two should be upgrades. Yeah. There's like a whole lot with it. Like if the moment-to-moment gunplay, as I was sitting doing my shift today, I was kind of thinking, I kind of want to play High Guard. I kind of enjoyed the shooting. I think we should all, this is me saying, KJ, you should download High Guard. Okay, and then I need you to ask Hal to download High Guard. And then when she says why, say it's my birthday. And then she'll do it. But don't tell her I said that part specifically, just the first part. What game is this? Yeah, High Guard, yeah. But yeah, that's what I played last night. And then I played some of the Street Brawl mode and Deadlock, which is like a newer mode. It's like their ARAM. Very fun, super cool. I suck at Deadlock. I'm bad at it. I can't fucking aim. I can't fucking move. I don't know. I'm just bad at the game. I don't understand how... Listen, if you play Deadlock and you're a former TF2 player, you have aiming autism. That's it. I don't know what else allows you to aim like that, but it's like actually you're cracked. All right? But the characters in Deadlock keep bringing me back. All right? It's hard to step away from Deadlock because the characters are so gas. The new little guy, Rem, adorable. I can't step away from him. But yeah, High Guard is like a really... High Guard feels like the multiplayer mode to like a mid-2000s shooter, right? I feel like I would pick up High Guard from like the section in GameStop where all the games are in a bin, right? And then there's like a campaign with like a white guy and he's like holding a gun, and then I go around, I shoot some things in like a 4 to 5 hour campaign, and then the High Guard multiplayer is what I'm playing after I finish the campaign, right? And then maybe there's like a horde mode that's kind of like an afterthought, but it's there anyway, and then that's the experience. It feels like that. That's what High Guard feels like. It feels like it's one sliver of that. I also have no fucking clue what's going on in High Guard. The entire concept and the world doesn't make any sense. All the characters feel like they're from different fucking video games. All of the visual design feels like it's from a different fucking game. Like everything feels like there's a bunch of things that aren't connected, so it needs like connecting tissue. And they wanted $40 for it. No, High Guard is free, right? I'm just saying that like if High Guard was a mid-2000s first-person shooter, it would have a 4-hour campaign, be $40, and still have the multiplayer. But yeah, it feels like the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. Yes, it feels like a weirdly complex multiplayer attached to a much better single player experience. I don't even know if it would be better. I don't think High Guard has such robust playing, but yeah.
Happy birthday, boss. Also, the only aim I worry about is that of the snipers in Splatoon. I want to know where they were on November 22nd in 1963.
That gyro aiming in Splatoon is actually gas. That's the secret, all right? That's how we know there wasn't a second shooter on the grassy knoll, because they didn't have gyro aiming, okay? They didn't have Shigeru Miyamoto guiding their holy hands that day. Thank you. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's just Highguard. I feel like a lot of the hate for Highguard is forced. It really is forced. Some of the character designs are cool. Some of them are like eh. I really wish I could see that wizard lady naked. The rogue lady too. Sure, why not? Actually, can I just get all of the female characters in Highguard naked? There we go. That's it. That's the answer. There we go. Hit send tweet. I didn't realize that the one that wears a mask and like speaks to ghost spirits is a lady. I thought they were non-binary. I thought it was like a bloodhound situation, right? Where they got the mask. And then I like heard them speak and I'm like, I don't know, maybe they're non-binary. They don't really present. I can't really tell. And there was no information. And then there was a skin and they're fucking yoked. They're just like a yoked lady, dude. And I didn't even realize that. I was like, oh, damn, excuse me. I did not realize there was this kind of sauce in Highguard, dude. It's like they were holding back all the sauce. Speaking of, did you hear people are claiming the Trump assassination #1 had a second shooter and explains why the poor response of the Secret Service snipers? You know what? These schizophrenics won. They own it all. Why are they still trying to make something else out of it? Just a buff babe who speaks to ghost. Goddamn. That's all I wanted for my birthday is I mean, not even a buff babe. I'll take either or, you know. I either want... I need a motherfucker who eat a deluxe burger, or I need somebody that benches 225 for reps. Either or. I'll take either, you know. I'm not a picky man. So I'm 28. I've almost hit the wall. Holy shit. He wants short and green. I mean, I don't always want short and green. Listen, Madison, Minthara in Baldur's Gate 3 unlocked things in my mind that I did not know I wanted, all right? Can't wait until you turn 30 and turn into a wizard. Why? Because first of all, I'm not a virgin. I've had sex. Yeah, Minthara's goated, dude. She's so bad. All right, like she's wife material. It's just something about drows, like inherent nastiness about them, you know. Like Minthara would call me a slur, but she would say it in a way that she like meant it endearingly. Prove it. I can't prove that. Okay, sorcerer then, kind of a wizard, but not learned. Guys, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. That's not how this, like... That's not how you become a wizard or a sorcerer. Both of the... There's only a wizard. There are no sorcerers in this equation, okay? Dude, this is insane that this video has popped off. So, I had this sent to me a few days ago. Okay? And I gotta be honest, this guy's a lying liar. So I was sent this by a homie, and they were like, look at this, it's insane. And I know you're looking at the title of this song, okay? And you're like, whoa! But he is not. So he said that this is part of a revival of songs, right? It's just doing it to keep these vintage songs from vanishing, right? It says there's countless of songs written in the 1800s and early 1900s that were published but never recorded. Most of them are love songs and lullabies, and some tackle the racial tensions and inequalities of the time, often with biting satire and humor. The creator of these songs were black and white, and both races often worked together to compose and perform them. They tease everyone. Blacks, whites, Native Americans, the Irish, the Chinese, you name it, right? So this guy has been producing music on his channel for a while. First of all, not the Pepe. The Pepe is there, right? So there's the N-word in the moon, right? And then he has this entire song that is about well, you know what? We'll probably just play it, all right? But it's like him saying or about the Jewish community being parasites. He also has songs about like the Jewish Christmas and talking about like Will Stancil. And he has lots of N-word related songs. All right. Charlie Kirk music. For some reason, he has a cover from Wouldn't You Like... He has a cover song of Wouldn't You Like from Epic the Musical, which is really funny. The idea of this guy who's making nothing but racist revivals doing a cover of Epic the Musical is insane. He has a song that's just a T slur over and over and over. We got the C word over and over and over. Guys, sometimes... Listen, I don't care if these are part of history. We can leave these in history. All C words look alike to me. Guys, not racist. Just trying to keep history alive, all right? Guys who like history are always be like, I'm actually just super racist. Not to be that guy, but for like a guy who's clearly about the white race, he's looking awfully Southern Italian, you know? Yeah, we can bury these, man. We can bury these. So do you guys want to hear... I'll play a little bit of it, okay? He's too into it. Like, you know that... Like let's stop... let's stop with the whole... Just sit... I would appreciate the racist who stands 10 toes down and is just like, yeah, I don't like the idea of race mixing, than a guy who sheepishly tries to say that it's for historical purposes.
Oh, babies, gather round old Uncle Rastus. I want to tell you something very strange.
He's got a racist hat on. I can't explain why, but it's racist.
The color of the moon I'm going to change, and the coon is to blame. The white tracks will fool all those what's easy. They think we are ignorant, I presume. The eclipse tomorrow night will prove that I is right. There's a nigger in the moon. No.
Oh boy. He's singing it with so much whimsy. Because he is truly passionate about it. That's the thing. Right? But this isn't even like the first song. That was like the one that blew him up, is the N-word in the moon song. I'm gonna accidentally say it because it's like, well, I'm looking at a page that just has the word N-word, N-word, N-word written top to bottom, okay? But this song is probably the most insane, right? The parasite pill one. Yeah, this stupid fucking ad block.
We have worms.
So this is an original song, right? Okay.
Little itty bitty worms. We've got worms. Wriggling worms.
So his entire thing here is that, by the way, every single conspiracy theory is like this, where like, oh, we've conquered the world and we've successfully taken control of everything. Now it's time to do the important part. The clues. I know I'm like poorly reciting the 9/11 Nick Mullen joke, but it literally is that.
Do you remember in Eden when Eve said, let's get feeding? Now all of a sudden they're scheming and feeling all jealous and greedy. But there wasn't no serpents. No, siree, there weren't. Even
You wrote this? I did not write this.
had worms, so wonder if it was worth it. Now with knowledge forbidden.
I not even I was this racist, okay?
Yahweh said, are you kidding? Another alien invader, good luck. I'll catch you later. There are worms in our butts, and they're driving people nuts. We have worms
Schizophrenia.
in our butts, they keep mussing everything.
Diesel, this is really good. Okay, fuck you guys.
We have worms, little itty bitty worms. We've got
Guys, don't you get it? After taking control of the world, the important part is to tell everybody in coded language that you've done it.
Wriggling worms. You know those pharaohs in Egypt? Well, you'll never believe it. They worshipped kitties whose feces was filled with wormy diseases. And the snakes on their crowns when you look at them upside down.
This is like actually so insane that it's just like you actually believe in a magical universe, dude. I can't even, like, what am I even supposed to take away from this? Like, it defies all common sense, you know?
It's the parasite hiding in plain sight, like some suspicious.
He sounds like and looks like the kind of person who auditions for Disney Jungle Cruise ride at Disneyland and never gets over the rejection. This is up there with the Bo Black's PLM song.
Traditions of bricks to bite the baby children. It likes to ride in saliva. It's why you kiss the bride.
So basically, the world is controlled by parasitic, mind-bending sentient worms. They spread through degenerate behavior, which explains homosexuality, pedophilia, bestiality, etc. There is historical evidence dating back thousands of years, and the people in charge don't want you to know. The cure is really simple. Just take some deworming medication and wait a week. Guys, the answer was always ivermectin. The thing is, we do have a global conspiracy, okay? It's called the Epstein Files. It's real, but it turns out they don't live in secret societies with all this coded language, okay? Because the way that they communicate is that they go, I want to fuck children. And then the other guy goes, yes, I'm an evil person who likes to listen to Jimmy Buffett and fuck children. All right? It can't be ivermectin because I'm taking that and I'm still fucked up and evil. The ivermectin was promised to me 3,000 years ago.
There are worms in our butts, and they're driving people nuts. You have worms.
Guys, the anal worms in your fucking colon are actually making you gay. It's not you who wants to have gay sex, all right? It's the gay worms in you. The gay worms are making you do gay things. Oh, shit. Oh, thank God I'm cured. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. I was like exploring this guy's discography, and it's honestly very funny how he tries to portray himself as just keeping like a history alive here. Um Oh my god. The Mormon C word is insane. What the fuck? Uh Dude, I can't. That is like a beyond insane image. Dude, imagine bringing a woman home and then she goes into your room and it's just loaded with like the racist minstrel songs. He's got, is that like a fridge behind him? I see a bunch of like hands on it. Maybe he's like a, no, there's no way this guy is married. Is he? Maybe he is. Could you imagine? His partner would have to be just as insane as him. Yeah, he's good on the piano.
You made me from Skip the Town one day.
God damn!
Nobody knew just why he went to.
It would have been funny if it got taken down right now, but I think this is just like YouTube not wanting to participate with ad blocks right now. Saved.
I'm going to stay because I'm living grand. I used to rave about a single life. Now every day I get a
Dude, me walking into the Western Tavern, but it's like actual the Western Tavern and not fucking the fictional version that we all portray.
brand new wife.
This man is married to a big booty Latina who's twice as racist as him. That's very bold of you to say, KJ. I think his wife is Filipina, but I would understand that you might get those two mixed up sometimes.
I've got a big brunette and a blonde to pet. I've got 'em short, fat, thin, and tall. I've got a Cuban gal and a Zulu pal. They come in bunches when I call. And that's not all. I've got 'em pretty too. Got a homely few. I've got 'em black to octoroon.
That's crazy. You know how rarely I hear that slur? That is a slur that I only learned of because it's in one of Richard Spencer's famous rants, right? And in that rant, he refers to somebody as 1/8 black if they are an O slur. What did I just come into? A thing that was sent to me.
I could spare 6 or 8. Shall I ship 'em by freight? For I am the Mormon coon.
So he's this is a song, I know he's singing it, but this is a song that is very of its time. By the way, I don't think black people were allowed in the Mormon church in 1905, or they were highly shunned upon. Like somebody who was black and Mormon is like rare now, but it was that's unheard of in 1905, right? But it's like mocking polygamy and then doubling down by being like, oh well, the black guy would be the most polygamous. They allowed black people. Oh yeah, they couldn't hold priesthood. That was it. Yeah, but they did think that black and brown people were marked. Yeah, that is another thing.
There's one
The
gal
Book of Mormon is crazy, guys. If you guys want some legitimate religious fan fiction, the Book of Mormon has got it all.
I ain't married yet, but say I'm saving her up for a rainy.
Dude, the fucking KKK is alive and well in American culture, dude. This is just rough.
If you ain't ever heard a cyclone roar, come up and hear just how my wives can snore. If you stay out late, you can.
Dude, they even in 1905, they were being like, my bitch wife, she snores loud. I'm a Civil War veteran. What generation was the Civil War? Who served in the Civil War? Those damn silent generations.
And con your wife. If I got gay, that mob would have my life. It keeps me hustling in the loving line. They all yell out, I saw him first, he's mine.
Mommy, what's Daddy doing? Oh, he's just playing one of his silly songs, dear.
I've got a big brunette and a blonde to pet. I've got him short, fat, thin, and tall. I've got a Cuban gal and a Zulu pal.
This guy made this song up. This is apparently a real song from
In
1905.
bunches when I call, and that's not all. I've got him pretty too, got a homely few. I've got him black to octoroon. I can spare 6 or 8. Shall I ship him by freight? For I am the Mormon coon.
No, you like it too much, dude. You like it too much. When you do a song like this, you gotta be shaking your head in disagreement like you're reading Mein Kampf, okay? You gotta be reading it going, oh, 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 the entire time.
Next fall, they'll make me governor of the state. The parsons give me commutation rates. I wish for every wife I had a cent. Why, just for photographs, a house I rent. I've got so many, I forget a lot. I keep the marriage license doorbell hot. If on the street into a
He's shredding on the piano. I can't, like, I'm just astounded by the sheer, like, verbosity of, like even, it's kind of crazy because over 100 years ago, it sounds like the racist was more literate. Found the original. This is the... So, yeah, it's not like my Discord. Yeah, my bad. Zero comments on this one, by the way. Dude, somebody's fucking great-great-grandpa in chat was listening to this on the gramophone.
Who named me from ship to town one day. Nobody knew just why he went away. Until one night a friend he got a note. It was from me, and this is what he wrote. I'm out in Utah in the Mormon land.
Dare I say it? That the other guy is a better performer of the Mormon C word? How old is this video? This was uploaded in 2011.
I'm gonna stay because I'm...
Dude, Grandpappy was sitting there turning the chain, okay? As the Mormon C word was playing, blasting in his fucking foyer, dude.
I used to read about...
Leave a comment that just says, damn, that's crazy.
the knife. Now every day I get a brand new wife. I've got a big brunette and a blonde.
Who's listening from 1946?
I've got a short, fat, thin, and tall. I've got a Cuban gal and a Zulu pal.
Dude, look at how let's put this into perspective here. The Mormon C word who's sitting in the chair, okay? You can see that there's like an Asian looking woman there, right? There's like an Asian caricature. There's like a white lady. I don't even know what that is, but it's like a woman with a mustache. There's a minstrel woman, like a wider woman, and like a woman who's hiding her face. I was for sure. I'm not putting that. I'm not doing it. TikTok sent me.
They come in bunches when I call.
Before this gets, be careful before this gets copyright claimed. Who's gonna copyright claim this? The Ku Klux Klan? I think the third lady is supposed to be Native American. Bro, this is approaching levels of racism that I can't even comprehend.
And that's not all. I've got 'em pretty too. Got a homely few. I've got 'em black throughout the
Yeah, it's public
room.
domain.
I can spare 6
This picture would make a sick album cover. Yeah, I wish MF Doom was still alive so he could reappropriate this.
parade. Shall I ship 'em the freight? For I am the Mormon King.
Dude, I can't. Oh my god. He's actually more animated about it than the original. Granted, I guess back in 1905, everybody was a miserable shit anyway, right? You get like dysentery still. That was like a thing you could get. You might not have electricity.
Got a big brunette and a blonde.
Oh my gosh. Trust. You know that I can't play this shit with my hold on, let's see. Open with well, pee pee poo poo. Boo, fix it. Well, then I'd need to move back to Firefox, but I've moved on from that time in my life. By ringtone.
If I run, I have to ask her, what's your number, hon? I've got a big brunette and a blonde pet. I've got 'em short, fat, thin, and tall. I've got a Cuban gal and a Zulu pal. They come in bunches when I call, and that's not all. I got 'em pretty too, got a homely few. I've got 'em black to octoroon. I can spare 6 or 8.
I want to have a beer with him. Dagother. I guess that is on brand for you. They don't make music like they used to. The music that they used to be making. Oh my god. Can I request a song at karaoke this week? Yeah, I would love to know what this guy thinks, and it's probably the most outrageously insane shit. All right. It's about Erica Kirk, so I'm interested to see what he has to sing about here. He was definitely the foundering. He definitely just changed his YouTube
With
name.
Queen Erica, for Erica, we mazel tov. We're all green.
All right, okay. Now I actually don't understand his personal beliefs, because if we're gonna be saying that Erica Kirk is a secret Jewish woman,
With Queen Erica, America's with Erica. We're all grieving with Queen Erica, her dry drops and psyops.
I'm sorry. This is such a. I think this is a Rammstein parody. It does sound similar. Yeah.
We're all grieving with Queen Erica, America's for Erica.
I found it on YouTube. How to defend against handsome gay men.
This is how you defend yourself against a handsome gay man. Okay, we're gonna run this in real time. Are you gonna attack me?
I thought you were gonna attack me.
I'm not gay.
Well, you're clearly the handsome one.
Oh my god.
This guy seems like a super troll.
haven't mastered this one yet.
Well.
This is how you defend.
All right. No. You guys, if you are thinking that this guy is trolling right now, and this is all a big elaborate bit, I'm sorry. No, this guy is definitely just like a giga anti-Semite, all right? A giga racist.
I was not expecting America parody today.
It is what it is, you know?
Safura, the queen of TPUSA, was chosen for my role controlling.
Yeah, like he 100% has some of the most outrageous beliefs possible. Dude, this is like Turns out electro swing is like the alt-right pipeline. It's crazy.
These border Reichstag of fate. We're building a new Hebrew Reich. I'm MK Ultra by the kites.
God
The
damn!
FBI and White House are digging tunnels underground.
Why do they hate Erica Kirk? I thought they liked her. I think there are some people that believe that Charlie Kirk was part of like the Jewish conspiracy.
We're all grieving with Queen Erica, for Erica Miss Kabbalah. We're all grieving with Queen Erica,
Dude, why wasn't anybody getting up in arms about this guy doing the Queen Erica song? That's crazy. Oh my god.
I've got you going by these nuts.
I've got you going by these nuts. It's insanely funny. I can't. Oh. Oh my god. This is making my woke neurons activate. I can't do this. You know, I was having a guy before I left the store today being like, oh, you're a drama YouTuber. And I was like, yeah, I talk about drama on the internet. And I'm like, and I stream, you know, it's a lot easier. And he's like, ah, man, you know, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm 35. And I'm like, you know who Keemstar is? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, I do stuff kind of like that. And he's like, okay, I get it. And I'm just what if he would just like walked it on the stream? What the fuck is this guy looking at?
You cyber schizos all are schmucks. I cried to Barry Weiss to stop. We hide inside your church and mosque. My parents made Israeli home with Raytheon and Iron Dome.
I don't. So like, I just putting together any of like his. Why is he moaning? He's doing the like. It's he's miming like the Yiddish. He's miming Yiddish.
His body's not around. He's digging tunnels underground. We're all grieving with Queen Erica, Team Erica, Candace sucks. We're all.
I can't. So are we Team Candace? I don't think you're Team Candace though. I don't know how to put your mental, you know, philosophy into that, you know. I hate how he thinks he's cooking. I mean, he's not cooking.
Erica, or Erica.
I don't want to approve of it because he's so like offensive.
Ziona, we're all grieving with Queen Erica, crocodile crying wonder bra. We're all grieving with Queen Erica, America's for Erica. This is just a love song. This is just a love song. Singing with my forked tongue. Yes, this is just a love song.
Such a waste of talent. I think this is perfectly where his talent needs to be. You know, I think by the cosmic law of the universe, there's got to be just one guy that does this, you know, and he's that guy. You know, I'm kind of interested to listen to his Wouldn't You Like cover, because Wouldn't You Like is one of my favorite songs from Epic the Musical. So the concept of the guy who's like John Master Racist doing this. You're right. This guy and Tobuscus should form a power band. Wasn't Tobuscus in the news recently? Didn't he do something? We'll get to the Reddit mod eventually, okay? I'm taking my sweet time. It's my birthday, chat. No, he's just doing like a cover. But he's actually playing in real life.
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Keep in the night the fight
'cause you can be hurt or you can be hurt. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like to have a rebirth? Deep in the night, the fight will be tragic.
This is actually a really awful cover, I'm not gonna lie.
I'll have you conquered. She can turn you into an animal that'll end up on her plate. She can either make you fall in love like you're on your 100th date. She can conjure up a monster.
Yay, epic. You missed the part when we were talking about the Mormon C word. And yeah, not his best work. Unironically, N-word in the moon is he performs that better than Wouldn't You Like.
That'll grind you to the bones. She's always on you when you take her on alone. Wouldn't you like to taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours.
I hate this. I love this song. This is one of my favorite songs.
You can be hurt or you can be hurt.
It's actually, okay, unironically, like no cap / serious tone indicator. I had high expectations for this because N-word in the moon and like Mormon C word were actually kind of catchy, which is the problem. But when he like takes Wouldn't You Like from its original context and puts it in like a jazz swing context, it doesn't land the same. Yeah, his spark comes from the slurs, yeah.
To have some of the magic, wouldn't you like your after rebirth? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. Go have you conquered?
Because he's performing those live too, right? It's not like he's like really focusing on getting an amazing take on those other ones. Maybe it's just the acoustics, you know? Dude, I don't even think that guy on the drums is so geriatric. I doubt he even knows what the song is.
Here in the root of this flower, there lies such a power to take her on. You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest the beat of your creation. All you need's imagination, though it's only for a moment till you've beaten your opponent.
Who sings this? Apollo, right? I think Apollo. This is one of Apollo's songs. No, Hermes. Hermes. My bad. My bad. Sorry, I confused those two gods. But yeah, that's a fucking. He can't hit Hermes' highs, dude. Like Hermes is just like he's like a really high pitched voice. Yeah, don't let them hear that you confuse the two. They'd be pissed. Well, that's fucking terrible. Holy shit. God, what a guy. What a guy, that guy. We gotta get to the actual fucking meat and potatoes today, right? So, yeah, might as well. Let's move on from the John racist. Great, now I'm getting Hitler, Hail Hitler by Ye. My recommended. Yeah, dude, go listen to the Epic the Musical, man. Go listen to it. This was the appetizer? Sorry, I gave you guys like dessert for dinner, dude. And now I'm giving you like the actual fucking dinner. I joined stream 45 minutes late and didn't miss a lick of the topic. Look, man. If you want to go for, like, the fucking, like, really in-depth research, whatever, go to a different guy, alright? All of my staff went crazy or decided to just become a streamer themselves. Yeah, birthday cake before dinner, dude. Birthday cake before dinner is watching the Giga races. But, Stale went on this guy Pisco's stream. I had to get informed of who Pisco is. Apparently, this is like, he's just some liberal podcast guy. I don't know what that means. I feel like if you say someone's a liberal podcaster, they're either like a sex pest or like the wokest, most annoying person you know? So I don't know, but like Brian went on this guy's show and then gave his contract to Pisco, right? And so the contract had been the thing that a lot of people were talking about. Because Brian said it was a contract that he just made with himself, right? And that was like kind of strange, and it seemed like he got LSF involved in a professional capacity and like tons of stuff. And then I'm just looking at it right now where it says marketing content and collaboration agreement with $1 Million Fan x r/livestream fails. So Brian made an executive moderator decision for the entirety of r/livestream fails without consulting the other mods, okay?
That should be a reason for you to be like, well, hang on a second. That should indicate
Oh, he's a lib lawyer, okay.
to you that there's like, if it's not immediately apparent why it would be urgent, you know, a lot of scams say like, you have to do it right now. Like my cousin is trapped in Nigeria, and if you don't do it right now, they'll die, like that kind of stuff. So I just think that the fact that they're like, you have a 24-hour turnaround, like what if you needed like turn changes, right? This might not be enough.
I didn't know that they made liberal armchair lawyers. I thought it was just Nick Rakita, the Baldo, and like the fly to the Philippines to get an Asian wife guy. I didn't know that they had liberal ones. I didn't know they made those. I thought it was just I thought Legal Eagle ate all of them and consumed their power.
Changes and come to a negotiation in 24 hours. It's a very quick turnaround. And to just basically ask you to do your due diligence in 24 hours for an organization which
Job economy is so bad they're making new market niches. Diesel.
The fuck knows, and even meet these people initially. I don't think this is enough time, given the circumstances, for you to say that you responsibly did due diligence, and especially if you know, you're relying on the due diligence of others, which I don't think that you should outsource. And they're not like a known commodity. I just think that this should be a red flag to you, the urgency of it. And look at what it did. It caused you not to look up who this person is. And I have no idea who this person is. And you have to, but you're signing a contract where you were binding yourself to do something with respect to this entity whose specific corporate existence, I'm not even sure what it is, represented by someone who you don't know. It feels like a very, I don't know, red flag. Thoughts?
Right, yeah, sure. In at a high level, I'll generally agree.
Okay.
The outstanding thing about Brian is his inability to admit a wrong or admit a fault, right? Everything is gonna be like, I kind of agree, but you know, I think I'm kind of get where you're coming from, but it's like, no, it just is. All right. This isn't like some nuanced topic. You turned around on a fucking contract in 24 hours. You didn't look up the main people, and they apparently are non-existent individuals. Getting pirate software vibes. You know, I'm noticing a trend between high income earning coders and level of perceived intellect.
I guess my thoughts was like, I mean, I guess it didn't even consider that it might be a scam or something. But my thoughts was like, okay, am I really agreeing to anything that's bad? Who really cares that much? But sure, yeah.
Who really cares that much? LSF is a huge subreddit, right? So to like you saying who really cares that much is so dismissive of other people. Does this guy know that like other human beings have thoughts that pass through their head?
Sure. I'm very like persnickety and very like so like if I get too in the weeds, you let me know. This is you, so we know who you are. All right, great. In your individual capacity as operator and moderator of LSF subreddit. My question here is a couple things. One, does the Reddit TOS does it give you permission to bind a subreddit to do anything? And do you have actual authority basically to be able to bind the your actions as moderator to a separate contract? I'm not sure about that. I'm not saying that you can't, but did you investigate whether this was compliant with TOS?
So the answer is yes and no. So
notice how nothing is ever a binary with him, okay? For a guy who codes, things are rarely black and white, all right? It's never a 1 or a 0 with this guy. It's always a quantum superposition that he takes. Yeah, it's a yes or no question.
they did have a legalese statement, which is, I don't even remember what it says, but it was probably something related to like you can't do contracts. But also people do agreements with companies all the time, and like these are like encouraged by the company. So like if you set up a Reddit AMA with a company, you know, that's an agreement, but that's not like people do that all the time. So I did see a term that might cover this, that might say like, you know, you're not allowed to make agreements, but I didn't think that's like a puts me in danger kind of a way. I just think I thought that was like a legal thing so that they get out of any liability. But there might have been like a weird TOS thing that prevents this. Yes.
Oh, in this contract, but as
there might have been. This guy is banned that he's like, oh, but there might have been something. Either there is or there isn't, right? Okay, it doesn't exist in like a quantum superposition, all right? You would have known whether or not you broke the TOS, and by now you would have been able to go fucking look for the information.
between you and Reddit, is it within the terms of service or whatever moderation agreement
So it's not even a lawsuit yet. It's just like he signed a stupid contract.
that you enter into with Reddit? Do they allow you to bind your duties as moderator in this way? In other words, like, do you have authority pursuant to the agreement you've already signed up with Reddit to make these kinds of representations and promises on behalf of your actions pertaining to the subreddit? That's what I don't know, and I'm asking if you investigated that, not with respect to this contract, but with respect to your obligation to Reddit. Did you investigate that?
Yes, I did investigate, and I did find a term that made it seem like Reddit was
allowed this.
Kind of. I found a term. No, I found a term that said close to disallowing it, but I thought it was like a prevent.
Let's be real. Brian went into this thinking that he would have been able to grease his palms, all right, and walk away from it, and he knew it was bad, all right? Let's not even, like, I think I've moved past the point of saying that Brian is an idiot. I think we're at a point where we could say this guy tried to maliciously use his power. All right.
It was like preventing liability.
I think if you think he's just a moron buffoon who fumbles through everything, no, he was trying to get something out of this. And now he's trying to pivot to becoming a streamer, okay? Give this guy no quarter, all right? Let him be nothing but a joke for all eternity.
On them. So at the end of the day, it's Reddit's platform. You know, anything that I sign doesn't force the subreddit to do something, I guess was my thoughts. Like, okay, I can force myself to do
but
something.
it might be against your agreement with Reddit. You might be in breach of your obligations to Reddit to bind the subreddit in such a way, because you've already made another agreement, right? There's this other agreement, call it TOS, and I just like, if what you're saying is I'm just to be clear, are you saying that you thought it was against TOS to do this, or are you saying you were unsure when you did it?
I would say that I'm unsure. I did find a vague TOS rule that might cover this, but it's not like Reddit stops you. Like, Reddit wants you to do partnerships. They have a whole partnership team. Oh, actually, I remember the TOS thing. Technically, you have to get, if you want to like do a partnership or something, you have to get permission from them, and I did not get permission. But yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because Reddit wants to grease their palms, right? You were trying to do like a under the table deal and cutting Reddit out. You know, Reddit's not getting their fucking tax dollars here when you cut them out of it, all right?
They don't automatically disallow this stuff.
Subject to their approval, right?
Yeah, it's pronounced Pisco.
Yeah, but nobody gets approval.
Okay, but multiple people could be in breach. I'm just analyzing it. Okay, cool, awesome. So that's another thing that like the timetable makes it tough. Like, you need to understand, like, is this enough time for you to seek to comply with Reddit's TOS that you say you might be violating, or do people kind of just don't listen to or whatever? Is this enough of a window to make sure that you're complying with your other agreements? I'm not sure about that, but we can move on. MDF and you may be referred to individually as a party and collectively as the parties. Cool. Purpose. Oh, wonderful. These dots. This strikes me as something that was put into like Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that dots, the bullet points aren't.
What if ChatGPT made this contract, guys? What if ChatGPT made this contract? Have we considered that?
Present sometimes, and
have we asked Claude his thoughts on this? What about Grok?
In contracts, but just the
I'm
numbering.
going to fucking scream. My light went out again.
And the alignment here, and usually
I made like a gooning sound, but it's really not.
Right, when you do a number,
Grok, generate me a Reddit contract. Let's see if I can remedy this. There we go.
Oftentimes they're like 1.1, whatever. Oh, they have it there. Okay, cool. Never mind, they have that. But there's just something about the format. I can't define it totally. It just looks a little weird, and that I just think the bold and stuff looks a little weird. But we can continue. The purpose of this agreement is to establish a strategic marketing and community collaboration whereby LSF, which is you understand that you
Quick,
is a reference
ask
to
Henry.
you.
Who the fuck is Henry? Is there a new chat bot?
So everywhere you read LSF, it should read Brian Wade, or Brian Wade supports the promotion and distribution of MDF related content.
Yeah, because now the way the contract is written, it's like LSF, the entity, was signed into an agreement with MDF.
And MDF, in return, incorporates an LSF specific bonus challenge into the show and associated content.
Oh, that's what's her face named her AI. Oh yeah. Also, I'm also still at the start of the stream, but happy birthday. Thank you for the happy birthday. You won't see that until like an hour and 12 minutes into stream.
And ecosystem. I don't know what the fuck half these I would hope that MDF related content is defined somewhere. I hope it is somewhere. I hope that LSF specific bonus challenge.
Dude, he's like being one of those nice professors who like corrects your paper in blue instead of red, you know.
Find somewhere. Associated content ecosystem is defined somewhere. These are like terms of that I don't know if there's a specific meaning, but to me that they're not like they're not terms that like I'm familiar with, have like an industry meaning or something. But yeah, I'm nitpicking. This is what I do. But any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think they do define the challenge somewhere else.
Cool.
But yeah, I didn't think about like what an associated content ecosystem means. I thought it was just like generic.
Cool.
So guy who's an idiot signs a contract not knowing any of the terms or knowing how the business works. Remember, Brian did feel he was expert enough in the creator economy in order to sign a contract like this, okay? This guy felt that he was learned enough to be signing a contract. Granted, many a creator signs a contract without reading it, okay?
Collaboration is intended to drive organic discovery of MDF through clip-based content, encourage community participation from the LSF audience, from the Brian Wade audience. See, now it feels like they're using the term to refer to the subreddit, but oh wait, sorry. I'm so sorry. LSF is a reference to the subreddit itself, so it's not a reference to you.
So is Brian subjecting himself to his Grok Reddit contract being scrutinized by a lib armchair lawyer? Is that what's happening? Yes. Brian has been on a tour lately. Brian is trying to capitalize on this drama to start his streaming career. Okay, the IT guy who codes that makes enough money is running around to all these streamers for a crumb of clout. It's not that even you know the thing is beautiful, right? Because he apparently is already loaded and makes a lot of money, but he's going around to all these like streamers because he desperately wants to be loved. It's beautiful. You know, it's like a little microcosm of the Elon Musk of the world. And then also him wearing an Andreessen Horowitz t-shirt is just fucking insane.
But it's kind of weird. Hang on. Oh, now I'm not sure.
Does everyone suck here? I did not hear anything bad about Pisco when I was getting the TLDW on who he is. I don't know lib content creators. I don't pay attention. I know I talk about politics, but I'm not like a politics brainlet. Okay, I don't like constantly follow this stuff. I listen to NPR in the morning and maybe the Daily, and then if I'm really in traffic, I listen to Today Explained by Vox. It's those three things. That's my news for the whole day.
LSF, guys, what do you think? Is LSF as a defined term referring to stale, or is it referring to the subreddit? I would assume the subreddit. Okay, we'll just assume the subreddit.
That's how most people, that's like how regular people use it.
Okay,
They call it LSF. Yeah.
Got it. Encourage community participation from the LSF audience, create a mutually beneficial promotional loop.
Not a politics Andy. I'm definitely more of a politics Andy. Look, man, being Latino in America right now is a real problem, but probably the Latino community should have spoken out more during George Floyd, you know?
Tied to viewer engagement. This feels like a game loop, right? Like from these roguelites. All right, cool. So that's the purpose, is to do, and you understand it as promoting LSF in exchange for like promoting MDF, right? Some version of that, which with more specifics. Cool.
He's not a political stream brainlet because he's no, we can't. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing Diesel goes into. See, the thing that annoys me with political streamers is that they do all these like debates that are just like two guys yelling at each other, and then everybody sits there looking for the clip chimps where they could like pog on LSF or on Twitter where everybody's like, my guy who sits in a chair is better than your guy who sits in a chair. And I don't really want to get involved in the my guy who sits in a chair is better than your guy sits in a chair economy.
Yeah, sub, of course. Got it. My bad. Sorry. All right, cool. I fucking misread it. My bad. Content promotion. LSF agree. Oh, see, but now here's the problem, right? LSF agrees to. Can you represent? I mean, LSF isn't the party, right? I mean, you're the party.
Yeah, I'm the party.
So LSF is a non-party, as I understand it, right? Like,
listen, Brian Wade is LSF, okay?
Basically, yeah, because I can't really sign something on behalf of Reddit because I didn't get permission to sign.
Can you sign something on behalf of LSF? But does it even define LSF as a party that can agree? It seems like this should be like you agree to support. Because can you bind LSF? I'm not sure. Or can you? Is LSF? Can it even be a party? I'm not sure. I don't actually know the answer to that. I'm genuinely unsure. LSF agrees to support MDF through the following, subject to moderator discretion and subreddit rules. Okay. Allowing MDF related clips, announcements, and community submissions to be posted on our live stream fail.
They would have been allowed either way. What does this agreement even guarantee? Nothing in this agreement seems to have been like, these seem like things that could have happened naturally, irrespective of LSF's contractual involvement. None of this is like different from the subreddit's normal operation. I just want to say that my window in OBS is still stuck as there's an N-word in the moon. So every time I look at chat, I see the N-word with a hard R.
Would there be any reason why they wouldn't be allowed there? It seems like you're not actually doing anything. Like, wouldn't they already be allowed there?
Some subreddits ban self-promotion, but this was a.
It wouldn't have been self-promotion if these are just streams that are happening, and then a clip gets posted to LSF.
An idea that I had come up with was, what if their editors like seed the subreddit with like behind alt accounts?
What if what? That's actually sounds like that's secret promotion. That's like the exact kind of paid promotion bullshit people hate in subreddits.
And post stuff there, which is not
allowed.
It's actually a bit of it's a controversial idea. It's allowed, but it's controversial.
It's a controversial idea. If I went on a subreddit and I found out that the posts I were reading were actually secret marketing posts, I wouldn't want to be on that subreddit anymore.
So you're allowing them to do like things that you wouldn't allow other people to do?
That's like you're marketing without disclosing that it's marketing to me. That's like insane. What? I hate that. I have to disclose more things when I advertise. Okay? If I take a sponsor, I am legally obligated to tell you that it's a sponsor, that this video is sponsored, that there's a sponsor in this video that paid.
Maybe.
Things that people...
Isn't there like there's like FCC regulations that I have to follow?
I mean, we do allow other things people do, but most things that most other subreddits ban. Yes, so I'm allowing them to do things that most other subreddits.
But that LSF would ban? So are they getting special treatment in LSF?
It's technically not. It's technically not special treatment because we.
What do you mean if that is definitionally special treatment?
Promo, but I guess we wrote that in there to make sure, because basically that is one of their benefits.
Okay.
That is like the main way they benefit is by having this, even though I guess they do it anyway.
Right. So you're giving them something that they would do would largely be able to do anyway, and that's another red flag for me. It's like. Yeah. Maybe if you had started to ban their shit or it had indicated that you might, that might make sense to me.
Yeah,
but like,
it's a paid ad without disclosure.
Why would they be like, oh my God, we need to make sure we have permission from LSF if that seems to be like assumed, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like
like when I'm on r/buy it for life and there's a guy in the replies of there's a thing where it's like, I need to buy a pair of boots for life. Please give me recommendations, blah, blah, blah. And then you're reading through the recommendations, and then one guy has like one of those long-winded things with the M dash, and you're like, motherfucker, I know that that's a fucking undisclosed ad.
All right. So what am I giving to them? And spoiler alert, I think that what you're giving them is like potentially like credibility. That's what's kind of like credibility with respect to like believing that this is legit. Then this entire thing makes sense. That the agreement is kind of like maybe vague and ambiguous, and maybe is stuff that they're already allowed to do. Maybe that's because the agreement itself is the goal, and that's also maybe explains the 24-hour turnaround. Is like, we just want to have an agreement that says we have an agreement. Because
yeah, when the Tim's rep replies to your post looking for boot recs. Who be messaging me at this hour of night?
Because the agreement and the partnership itself is what is helpful as opposed to any like benefit. But here we go. Here's one: publishing at least one pinned announcement post when mutually agreed, informing the community of the MDF collaboration. Again, that's just becoming. I can see the same sort of incentive that it's just announcing that there is in fact a collaboration, the LSF related challenge or submission opportunity. Cool. Permitting organic posts by the community and or MDF editors, provided all posts comply with Reddit and subreddit guidelines. So it seems like separate and apart from the pinned tweet and the collaboration, that's like the like new stuff.
Yeah.
That's like the stuff that is like they wouldn't normally get, but they would normally be able to post. But okay, but there is stuff that other people don't get, which are like pinned announcement posts and LSF related challenges. So I think that you are promising to do stuff.
LSF related challenge is like, I mean, I guess, but it's just all this other stuff is like very clearly undisclosed advertising
here, and so it's not like you're doing nothing. Nothing in this agreement requires LSF to approve content that violates subreddit rules or Reddit policies. Cool. And just to be clear, did you actually send back and forth any edits or red lines?
I did not. No.
Okay. Cool.
I sent it.
Did you send back any things that are like, no, you need to change that? Motherfucker did not read it. That's the thing.
Yes.
All right. Community participation campaign. Let's make sure the numberings are correct. Cool. MDF may run a community-driven submission or clip campaign. May, not must.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because now MDF doesn't have to do anything. They get all the free advertising and they don't need to commit to anything.
Yeah, this was May. I don't know why this was actually my idea.
Dude, you can hear his gears turn and he's looking for a way to justify this one.
Yeah, this was talked about as something that they wanted to do, is what I'm saying.
So they talked about wanting to do it, but they decided that they wouldn't be committal towards it. Because the language of May indicates that they don't really have to. It's you have to put up all of the bones up front, and they don't need to commit to posting anything on the subreddit.
Yeah, but are they contractually obligated to do this?
I mean, I was expecting them to.
Are they contractually obligated to do this? Well, I was hoping they would. That's not the question I asked.
I wasn't thinking that they were going to not do it. But...
Yeah, never wrong. Cow is confronted with a situation which he is glaringly wrong.
Yeah,
regardless of whether they were willing to it, the contract, this may language seems permissive, not mandatory. These parts seem like you have to comply. They may feature this.
Let it be known, guys, just because you are highly educated does not mean you understand the world at all. Jesus Christ, this guy's so stupid.
They post them there, but this entire thing seems like permissive, Yeah. Okay. Next part is, so this, okay, scope collaboration, LSF bonus challenge, show integration. Okay. So this is like another thing that they're doing. So far you've agreed to do stuff. They say they might do something in response. Okay. This I think is, they agree to. MDF agrees to create a special bonus challenge associated with the show, tentatively titled the LSF Community Challenge. Key mechanics: eligible participants submit or post clips to live stream fail during the filming of the show $1 Million Fan.
See, I could just not see this working. Who the fuck? Nobody wants to interact. Like, this is like, you guys remember American Idol? This feels like American Idol. Like this was cool when like texting was like still cool. Okay, when I could text on my BlackBerry who I wanted to win the next American Idol, right? But this isn't fun when we're all terminally online and I'm constantly plugged into the internet.
The primary ranking metric shall be total view count as publicly displayed on Reddit at the campaign close. Secondary tiebreakers, if needed, may include upvotes, engagement velocity, or MDF production discretion. I would want to know like when this has to happen. Is there like a time period in which this must
text
occur?
111 for s'more move.
And okay, but we'll move
It was
on.
going to be during the show, but yeah, they didn't
During the
say
show.
when.
During the filming of the show.
Yep.
And it was a live show?
Yeah, or I don't
Notice how he doesn't know.
know if it was live, but it was parts were going to be live, but it was going to be a participant challenge. So like how Survivor.
Parts of it were going to be live.
Where they have challenges, This would be one of those challenges.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Prize winner. The winner of the LSF Community Challenge may receive one or more of the following final structure at MDF's discretion. Huh. A bonus advantage, immunity, or special opportunity within the show, or another prize of comparable promotional or competitive value. The exact prize details will be finalized prior to launch and publicly disclosed.
Dude, if this was like Survivor, if you got all the updates on Reddit, you'd get immunity from the elimination challenge, and they hand you a Papiga. Dude, if you win the best clip in the LSF challenge, they hand you a big Omega Lol. And the Omega Lol lets you call in a friend or skip a challenge and have a nice meal.
Close. This is a huge red flag, right? Red flag. I mean, what the hell is this binding them to, right? Like, there's no like commitment of any amount of money, right? It all seems to be like, at least the examples, like internal things internal to the competition, based on a structure that is to be created according to the discretion of this other side, and where the bonus is like, the metrics are there, the key mechanics are there, I guess, defined, but not clear like what this is and what the winner will get. And I think that is a red flag. It's very vague, and it seems like potentially unenforceable. Like what would you get them to?
Good morning from across the pond. Love catching a stream before work.
I can't even imagine, you live across the pond in assumedly glorious United Kingdom or constituent, and you choose to start your morning with me. I'm quite honored, really flattered even.
What would be the value of anything here?
I mean, the value is having the challenge in the first place. So I consider the prize to be at their creative discretion. Technically, even if there was no prize, it wouldn't even matter to me.
I'm in New Zealand, but it's like almost dinner time. That's like you live in like fucking. That's the Hobbit land, man.
Basically, I wanted the challenge, and then
better than the fucking news. Yeah, I guess so. Do you guys have? We hate Keir Starmer. I don't even understand who that guy is. He just seems like a guy. We don't got guys here. We got like fucking big, larger than life cartoon characters.
You just wanted them to be like LSF Community Challenge and the kind of promotional aspect of it, as opposed to any specific. Okay, all right, that makes more sense.
Timing. We're not getting the prize. The content. Sorry.
Got it. Timing and campaign winners. Oh, some timing. The parties agree that all collaboration activities contemplated under this agreement shall occur commencing on the effective date. When is the effective date? The effective date. Is that? No, that's not defined as the effective date. That's the date you entered into the contract. So I hope that the effective date is defined.
Yeah, Netherlands, and I always end up catching your VODs before work. Damn, that's crazy.
Control F effective. Uh-oh, you got a problem. I don't see effective date fine. Now maybe effective date is the date of execution, but those are not necessarily the same thing. This is just when the date was entered. But an effective date is like potentially something
it says
different.
The campaign period, but I don't know if it defines the campaign period anymore.
Well, this is a term with capital letters, so capital E, capital D, and so I would expect to see this defined somewhere where that is. Now, the campaign period is also. I'm worried that like ChatGPT wrote some of this. Just heads up.
No fucking way I have the same opinion as him. Holy shit. Dude, I love being vindicated, dude. I love it when like a guy who's like assumedly an actual attorney says the same thing I say. Parentheses, I have a bullshit degree.
I'm not sure of it, but just saying. Within the campaign period. But again, okay, the parties agree that all collaboration content in this agreement shall occur commencing on the effective date, the campaign period. So campaign period is defined with respect to the effective date, but effective date isn't defined. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't seem clear when this starts and when it ends, and if this is a key part of when things and obligations proceed or when things are expected. I'm just noting some potential vagueness and shit. Okay, within the campaign period, AMA events. This is Ask Me Anything.
Yep, like a Reddit AMA, yeah.
Okay. This should also, because imagine you're a judge reading this, like, what the fuck's an AMA event? If conducted, shall be.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I feel like I'm in a pandemic Zoom lecture right now with how he's annotating this document. I feel like streamers, they just do things to help like make it seem more interesting, you know? Like you could either read a Google Docie or you could notate a Google Docie.
You have to like think about when you're thinking about these contracts. I think that you should remember this is meant to potentially protect you, protect them against breach. And in the situation of breach, you got to think like, well, imagine you're a judge reading this and like, this is not defined. Like, can we even afford, like, what the fuck is this? And maybe the parties will agree AMA event in our like usage or whatever means ask me anything, but just, again, I'm not saying that this would not be interpreted to be ask me anything. I'm just like, these kinds of things I notice are like a little bit, all these ambiguities add up for me. If conducted, shall be scheduled during the latter portion of the campaign period at a time when public awareness and engagement around the show are materially elevated. Again, every time that there's a term that like includes,
so
just like,
that kind of makes it sound like this event would only happen in the case of you making us a lot of bread.
What the fuck is materially elevated? And when engagement is materially, maybe that just means like it's obvious.
So it's like the campaign has to generate us like returns before we do an AMA event. So if the advertising all falls flat, we don't really need to do much.
But if there are scheduling, maybe this is like an expectation of what you guys do. Again, I'm nitpicking. The LSF community challenge shall occur during the filming of the television show on an episode as determined by MDF. Sounds like a lot of discretion for them. Specific dates, posting windows, and campaign milestones shall be determined by MDF and confirmed in writing between the parties. Text communication is sufficient. Editorial independence and compliance. LSF retains full editorial and moderation control over live stream fail content at all times. Okay, it's already a defined term. MDF retains full creative and production control over the show and challenge implementation. Okay. Neither party is required to engage in deceptive.
Oh yeah, Wisconsin trees explode. Yeah. Do they really be exploding? That's crazy. Yeah.
This is vote manipulation, artificial engagement, or vote rule sticker mission. That's great. All activity must reply with Reddit, live stream fails, and laws. No exclusivity. This agreement is non-exclusive. Both parties may engage in other partnership, promotions, or collaborations. Termination for cause. Either party may terminate this agreement immediately upon written notice if the other party commits a material breach of this agreement and fails to cure within 10 business days after receiving written notice. Wait, so is written notice? You'd have to write them a fucking. The thing is, how do you give written notice under this contract? Is, you know, for purposes of specific dates,
text is notice.
Unclear, right? Like, would this require you to serve them?
Dude,
or
this guy like actually needed to go get an attorney. This could have been like a billion times worse for Brian. Could you imagine if the I'm sorry, it was a long day. I just really wanted to look at the Edward on the Moon guy, you know.
Send them to the mail, and if so, where are you sending it? Any kind of notice provision. Does this have a notice provision? I don't see one. So that's, I don't know, like when I see written notice, I usually think like a written document sent to you. And the fact that they're specifying that text communication is sufficient, but just for this, but they don't say that over here. I'm going to read that more narrowly. That's just me, though. I'm not saying what a judge would say, but the fact that there's no notice provision, again, strikes me as
God, dude,
a little concerning. Okay, moving on. Engages in or facilitates any illegal, fraudulent, deceptive, or unethical activity related to the collaboration. Okay, so did you terminate? So you can terminate this agreement for cause. Takes any action that violates or reasonably risks violating applicable laws, regulations, platform terms of service, or community guidelines, including Reddit or subreddit rules. Acts in a manner that materially harms or is reasonably likely to harm the reputation, brand, or legal standing of the terminating party. Okay. Termination does not affect content already published. Okay. Doesn't affect them? In what respect? It doesn't affect anything? It's allowed to stay?
I don't delete existing or add.
Even if they breach? Even if they never give you what you asked for?
So like yeah, what the fuck? You must keep up the advertising even if nothing happens.
Does not affect content. I guess it's saying I don't have to go.
This guy doesn't understand. This guy is so fucking out of his depth. He was trying to act like he was some educated thinker in the content creator space too.
Go back.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck this means. Representations and warranties. Oh no. You represent and warrant that you are not under any contractual or legal obligation that would interfere with your ability to perform under this agreement. You might have been. So I'm not sure that you can represent that, although you did represent it. He owns or controls the rights necessary to operate the live stream fail subreddit in connection with this agreement. I'm not sure that you can represent that either. I mean, do you own the rights to operate an LSF? You have an ownership interest in LSF subreddit? Or you control the rights? A right?
I guess nothing beyond my Reddit shares that I own. Yes.
Nothing beyond my Reddit shares. Guy be like, I own stocks in Reddit. You got so much Reddit karma, you decided to buy some fucking Reddit on Robinhood. Oh my god. I need everybody to short Reddit right now. Take their stock price. Make Brian lose all of his money by taking Reddit.com on the stock market.
I don't think you do. I don't think you have control, right?
Yeah.
I think it's all subject to the Reddit TOS, which is like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm not sure that you can represent and warrant this. That your participation will not infringe or violate the rights of any third party. Again, I don't know that you can claim this. It might infringe on the rights of Reddit. MDF represents and warrants that it has full authority to enter into this agreement. I don't know that they can represent that. I don't even know what fucking entity this is. It owns or has obtained all necessary rights to produce, distribute, perform, and exploit the show. And again, I would want to see evidence of this, right? Where's you putting out, like, that part of due diligence would be like, all right, show me where this is. Maybe it's obvious based on, like, I don't know, you're talking to someone who clearly represents them, but have they made a website? Have they, like, is there things registered in various different places where it would be registered, maybe for trademark or whatever purposes? Do they, yeah, so I would want, like, due diligence for some of these reps and warranties.
He's felted.
Yeah.
Dude, ChatGPT owns Brian, dude.
Continue on. Independent contractors. The parties acknowledge and agree that this agreement does not create an employment agency, partnership, or joint venture relationship between them. I will note that there's no, like, money changing hands. So to the extent people accuse you of, like, taking money, it doesn't appear that there's any, you know.
Well, what's even crazier is that he was just doing this for the love of the game. He was trying to grease his palms with the intent of getting something at a later date. That's something being completely unspecified and undetermined. It was like, by the seat of his pants, he will make money. How? I don't know. Step 1, become head mod at LSF. Step 2, sign a contract for a reality TV show with my subreddit. Step 3, profit, question mark.
Commitment or consideration of that kind. Public statements, public announcement. It's referring to the collaboration will be coordinated in good faith.
Man, this
accurate.
started when I have work tomorrow. What? Listen. Chatter, you gotta understand. I wanted to go live earlier, but the fates deemed that I constantly get interfered with.
Not misleading regarding commitments, prizes, or outcomes. Okay. Governing the law, the agreement shall be governed by and construed in accordance with laws of British Columbia, Canada. Why? That fucking. Did you even know where they were based out of before this?
I mean, I did know that the game show was in Canada, and I knew that the company was in Canada, so I assumed.
Okay. Before you signed the contract?
Yes, before.
I'll ask you the question. Did you read the contract?
I did read the contract.
Okay.
I don't think you did.
I went through the things that I generally agreed on. I will say that I didn't pay much attention to you were saying that you are representing.
Yeah, I skimmed the contract. You could say you didn't read it. Yeah, you could say you skimmed it. We all skim a contract. We all skim a contract. Okay, I've done it. When was the last time any of you read the TOS when you signed up for fucking social media? Never. Okay, maybe you looked at the first page, but you never read through it. All right, which is exactly why all these mega corporations have access to swabs of our data, and now we have to fight tooth and nail to get it back. But make no mistake, they made it litigiously complicated on purpose with the intent of taking your information.
This and have the rights to do so, but I went over the things that I was agreeing to do, and I didn't have a problem with that.
Okay. Independent legal advice. Each party acknowledges they have the opportunity to seek independent legal advice, have read and understood this agreement and signed and agree to be bound by terms. You didn't really have that much. You had 24 hours.
Is this guy multi-streaming? Is he streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time? Don't you get like giga banned for that?
You have like a lawyer on retainer
can you unironically stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time?
You're gonna be able to hire and get legal advice in 24 hours? I don't think you had the opportunity to seek.
I'm asking because I want to do that.
Independent legal advice.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't show it to a lawyer, so yeah.
Okay. You shall indemnify, defend, and hold harmless.
Yes, you can. I'm pretty sure you can. A lot of people do. I think you can. You just can't have YouTube chat on stream. Yeah, that's what I was under the impression of. But this guy's just doing both.
All
yeah, Twitch didn't. Twitch changed its TOS so you can do that now. This shit changes so often.
MDF and affiliates, and any third-party claims arising out of any breach that you have. Okay, got it. Any negligent or wrongful act relating to this, and the indemnity survives.
This guy's brain cells are fighting for third place.
Bold of you to assume that they're a podium placer, but you know, I appreciate your generosity to Brian. I am not such a generous host. You can do YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. It's been like that for a year or so. Chud could literally do all three, I think. Ah, okay.
Termination agreement. Okay, so you
can do.
You promised.
Okay, all right. Well, guess I'm back on Twitch, baby.
To indemnify.
Dude. TikTok is like, we don't want you to talk about Epstein now. Okay, don't talk about Epstein except we don't talk about Bruno. But there was a joke in there somewhere. It's gone now. All right, let's just move on.
No MDF for any breach that any claims arising out of your breach or negligent or wrongful acts relating to this. Just heads up that you might have had. I'm not sure.
Guys, how many years do you think Clavicular is gonna survive? I don't think he's making it more than 2 years from today. I think he's gonna go. Okay, here's what I think. Dare I say it, Clavicular won't die. He'll have a near-death experience and go to rehab. And he'll come out and he'll be a devout Christian influencer. That's what I think. All right. That's what I think is going to happen.
This is enforceable at all. So
does that mean that I just can't sue them? I guess I'm not planning on suing them, but
so like if someone were to sue them, that assuming this contract were enforceable or whatever, that you would indemnify them, that they could seek action against you to
you can't talk about ICE and you can't even talk about Minnesota anymore. I live here. Damn. How many cabinet years is that? He's not making it a full cabinet.
Whatever they're having to pay out someone who sues them if it relates to like a breach of yours.
If I breached it. Okay.
Yeah.
So they can sue me if
No. The guy who bought TikTok, to be clear, the sale of TikTok was to a billionaire financier family who is friends with the president. Okay, which is the only reason that deal went through. The Ellison family bought TikTok. And if you've ever seen the show Succession, the Ellisons are who the Roys are based off of. There you go.
I breached it. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't see they indemnifying you for any breaches that they do. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Limitation of liability and waiver of injunctive relief, except for breaches of indemnity or confidentiality obligations. Neither party shall be liable for indirect incidental.
What happened with that, to him hitting that guy with his car? So the guy Clavicular hit was like a stream sniper and stalker. And so it was like his fault. Yeah, he was pardoned. Because it was like a chronically annoying person who would chase him down all the time. Succession kind of fell off after season 1. I highly disagree. I think it's one of the top runs of TV in my personal opinion.
Consequential or punitive damages. I'm assuming to each other. Wait,
Jesus fucking Christ! Yeah, Oracle, Skydance, and Annapurna in one family. Yes, the Ellisons are crazy influential.
Except for breaches of indemnity or confidentiality. Neither party shall be liable for any damages. Total shall be capped at the amount, if any, paid under this agreement, but none is paid under this agreement, so why is this here? You agree that no injunctive or equitable relief shall be sought that would interfere with the show. I'm just like not sure what's left to sue them over, like how this would protect you at all, because it doesn't provide for any money.
An amazing contract in where Brian gives up everything and spreads his butthole. And MDF spreads nothing.
Pays. You can't really pay for any damages because none are provided. You can't sue for any other like damages that might emerge out of breach. You're not indemnified at all. Only they're indemnified. And you also agreed that you won't seek equitable or injunctive relief. Just seems like, well, how is this protecting you at all?
He's lucky that this blew up, dude. Brian could have like unironically ruined his own stupid idiot life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they
the only way that Brian has been able to survive this is that the other party involved in this was more stupid than him.
Doubt. I wasn't seeing like how they could, like the worst they could do is like not do the partnership, I guess. And so, I mean, I wasn't really planning on suing them anyway, but.
No.
I wasn't really planning on suing them anyway. Yeah, nobody's ever planning on suing anyone. It's not one of those things that you just plan to do when you sign a contract.
I know, but you can imagine a situation where a bunch of people sue you, right?
Okay. Oh, and then yeah, because I was a part of the supposed scam. Now,
Yeah,
now
and
I'm,
then
like,
and then it's
okay.
like, well, hang on a second, I want to sue these people, and it's like, well, first of all, A, do they exist? B, they didn't agree to be indemnified. C, you contracted that maybe you won't, that you're not going to see any damages for anything, and so I don't think that you should just look at this from like you versus them. It's also like you versus the world, is to protect you from other claimants, and that's why you indemnify them, right? Presumably, you might be on the hook if they can.
This guy actually, it's so funny because he thinks he's so intellectual, and then he meets a guy who's like, this is why experts are important, by the way, chat, right? I would never say that I'm an expert at everything, okay? It's important to defer. Like, if I know somebody who's like an expert in something else, I will go ask their opinion because they are an expert in it. It's why I don't diagnose myself. It's why I go to doctors, right? It's important that we're able to defer like this. If you don't defer, then you end up like Brian, where you think all this shit can just happen because you know everything, you've made a lot of money.
Find you, they know who you are, and if they try to sue you, they can claim a breach of you or whatever. I don't think that you're protected at all. Okay. Inurement. This agreement shall be binding upon and shall inure to the benefit of the parties and their respective successors and permitted assigns. So if you want to pass this on to your son. Rule of construction. The rule that ambiguities to be constructed against the drafted party shall not apply to this agreement. Okay, so all the ambiguities that whatever equitable rule or contractual rule is not applicable here. Headings are for convenience only, shall not affect interpretation. Okay, and then you have this whole contract clause. Agreement constitutes the entire agreement between the parties. It supersedes all prior negotiation or agreements, whether written or oral. Any modification must be in writing and signed by both parties. Okay. All right. What are our thoughts?
Oh my God, wait, happy birthday. Yeah, I didn't really advertise it. After like working today, and then like we just came out of the big snowstorm and my fucking snow brush broke. I'm just like, womp, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I will say I didn't consider
What was that, Pi? Like an activation phrase?
some of the things you're saying about like, okay, if I get sued by a random person, you know, I can't like push off the liability to them. But I am like trying to think of like the worst. I mean, we're already in like the worst. Well, not exactly the worst case, but we're in like a pretty bad situation. And I'm kind of
the worst case scenario is that all of these people come and sue you for their loss of money. And then you go, fuck, I'm out. I gotta pay these people back like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then you turn around to MDF and say, you fuckers lied to me. And then you can't even sue them because the contract you signed wrote away your rights.
I'm trying to figure out like, what did I actually sign away that results in like real material harm?
I think it's probably unlikely that people sue you. I think it's probably unlikely that these people will sue you either.
It's not like he's only talking about the absolutes that can happen, right? It's about preparing for the possibilities. This is like when people are like kind of hemming and hawing on something like a prenup, where they're like, well, we're not ever planning on getting divorced. It's like, you're not planning on it. The point of a prenup isn't the plan to get a divorce. It's in the case of something happening, you have everything in place so that way you don't have to go to the rigmarole of going to court.
Seems like they're scammers though. And it seems like you haven't accepted that yet.
Well, okay, I've got two reasons for saying that. So reason one is I technically have not, I'll agree that some of the things are fuzzy here. Some of these things are red flags. But there has been no technical proof of it being, somebody's money being stolen, and proving it to be a scam. And the second reason is they are
okay. Here's the hashtag hypothetical, chat. What's the difference between something that's just like a poor waste of money, like I'm selling like a bridge to a sucker, but I gave them evidence to know that the bridge is not being sold to them. And like the difference between that and like a scam that's maliciously stealing money from somebody and a well-intentioned project that just falls apart. Because I feel like all three of those things get combined together. Like sometimes they sell sometimes garbage products are sold and people buy garbage products. And then a YouTuber goes and makes a video saying that the garbage product is a scam. And it's like, well, that's not a scam. It's just not a high quality good. Right? And that's like a very different thing, right? Or it's like when I buy a thing that says I'm buying a star, I don't actually buy the star. I just buy the piece of paper. And like there's tons of wording on the site that says that So like the reasonable purchaser would know that you're not actually buying a star, right? But I guess not, because some people get fooled from that and they say that's a scam. And then you have stuff like a rug pull where you invest money into something, it doesn't pan out, and then you lose money and you have to seek like reparations from the person who took it. And I'd say that's a scam. Yeah, so what's the difference between malice and stupidity in that situation? Yeah.
Around threatening messages saying, if you call us a scam, we'll sue you. And so, I mean, my honest opinion is I actually don't know. And so I'm not going to like make a huge statement saying that they are scams if I don't actually have any evidence of it.
See, the thing is, he can't make a huge statement saying that they're a scam, because then he would be admitting that he's wrong, and he can't do that.
But sure, I'll agree.
What do you mean I don't own a star my dad bought me for my 16th birthday? Look, you can continue living your life thinking that. I don't want to take away the whimsy from your life, but you're never going to be able to fly out on a spaceship and claim your space land.
Lots of red flags, and you could say that it's Coco.
Yeah, it's like the Scottish Lord's plot of land thing. Yeah, it's like you very clearly don't actually own the land, and it even says that the plot of land can't have anything built on it. So it's like, what were people doing? Buying multiple lots of Scottish Lord land with the intent to build a manor? Like, it just wasn't gonna lead to anything. Like, why? Did you intend to like build something on that land? It says you can't. Yeah, it was a preservation thing. Yeah. So the thing is, right, is that they didn't clearly state that they just donate an equivalent amount to like planting a tree via another non-for-profit, right? So it's just like they didn't actually plant the trees, and then they went and they updated their website to say, we donated to these people who plant the trees, you know? Yeah, I mean, some YouTubers specified that. Yeah. But it's just like, I don't understand. Were people actually buying plots of land with the intent to build something on it? Like, what were you thinking? You know? Also, who buys land through a fucking novelty land purchasing site?
Whatever.
Well, I can say that's my opinion that this.
What do you mean I'm not a Scottish lord and it was a dumb green project? It was to plant a tree or some shit, and the government blocked it because they were planting the wrong trees. In this economy, who buys land, period? Apparently lords.
Is unlikely to be a legitimate offer, and that there's indicia of.
But yeah, that's why it took, like, I really, this is me bitching about Scott Schaefer, by the way, but like, that's why I really don't buy Scott's whole argument from that drama, because it was just like very clearly ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, how low common denominator do we need to be for the average consumer? You know, I belabor most purchases over $50. So if you're like blowing $50 on a novelty like certificate, those YouTube sponsorships were so cringe. Yeah, but the thing is that everybody says every YouTube sponsorship is like bad and cringe, you know? And it's just like, what are we doing? You know? I'm sorry. Look, I'll tell it like it is. You just can't. If you're like a middle-sized creator, small to medium-sized creator, you don't survive without fucking sponsorships now. Because the ad rev is terrible. It's just not what it used to be. It hasn't been for a while. But like, yeah. It's like Raycon. Like, Raycon are probably white label earphones. You know? Which, by the way, I've bought white label earphones through Temu before. I bought tons of stuff through Temu. I have like one of those retro gaming consoles, right? And I bought it through Temu. Or not Temu, AliExpress. Not Temu. Temu's the gambling Gamba site, right? You go on AliExpress or Alibaba, and you can buy tons of like electronics, and it's actually like fucking gas, you know. Raycons are good though. They're like okay. I'm kind of spoiled though because like when I work on my MacBook, I have like a set of used AirPods. I'm certain that they've been in some other motherfucker's ears, but like actually that's really gross when you think about it, but yeah. But like they work fine, you know. Oh, the Vessi shoes. Yeah. Yeah, the Vessi shoes that are like waterproof. I have a pair of waterproof boots that have like a waterproof liner. They're okay. They're okay. I don't know how other folks feel about waterproof shoes, but I know that I sweat a lot. So when I wear waterproof shoes, I tend to get real moist in there, you know, so I don't do that very often. But today I wore my waterproof boots because I needed a shovel. Y'all gotta get some bogs. That's like I don't even think that's real. What's another like Raid Shadow Legends? That's another one. People hated that one. Granted, the only issue with Raid Shadow Legends is that they had a really strict contract that means you have to say the ad a certain way. I think if they allowed for more leniency in their advertising, it would have been fine. Like, I will fight for Vessies. Yeah, people just... I think the thing is that people assume whatever YouTubers are selling is some piece of fucking garbage. Yeah, it was honey. Yeah. Honey was crazy. The thing is like all those couponing sites like used to work a decade ago and then didn't. You know, it's like, you guys remember Groupon? Dude, Groupon used to like actually give you coupons. Or there's like one for gas, right? Called like Upside. Where if you buy gas using Upside, you like get cash back. But like the value of Upside has gone down the drain. I want that diesel BetterHelp. If BetterHelp offered me a sponsorship, I'd take it. Sorry guys, I need money. All right. You know what? BetterHelp better help me pay back my student loans, motherfucker. All right. Let this be known. Let this be known. I am for sale. Well, because they ended up realizing there's more money in stealing people's affiliates. Well, that's how Groupon worked. Groupon wasn't like it wasn't giving you coupons. They didn't make kickback on the coupons. The coupons were how they developed a big data set, and then they would sell those data sets to retailers. So the coupons was like a means to an end, you know? I would forgive you for any sponsorship except for ICE. I would not take an ICE sponsorship. You know, the thing is though, is even my stream audience, you guys would be like, you get that bag, King. You make that money. But like the audience on FPS Diesel, 110% would have like a giga shit fit. All right. The people who are like interested in my video essays don't watch the streams. And so those people would fucking bitch up a storm about any advertising. Imagine them asking for that though. That's hilarious. That would never happen. Okay. If I took an ICE sponsorship, they'd be sending me all the way to fucking Alligator Alcatraz. What about those fake e-cigarettes or those water bottles with the juice rings? The water bottle thing with the juice rings, I've tried that. It like just scents the air around the tip. It's okay. It doesn't even, yeah, it doesn't really work. Like at that, you can buy a version of that at Costco, by the way, to try it out if you've ever been curious about that. But it's just the flavored air around the water. Yeah, I would much prefer like a drink, like you put like a little bit of like electrolyte drink, like a liquid IV inside a bottle, right? Like a liquid IV type sponsor. I'd rather take that. You know, because I like flavoring my water, you know. It's why I'll go for gamer subs and stuff like that. What's another one? Yeah, LaCroix. Dude, I fucking love seltzer too. Fuck those fake vapes. I bought one and it was just a cardboard tube. The cardboard tube has the flavor in it, right? Like, and then you suck the flavor. I unironically, I would 100 like. I don't know if I would take these guys as a sponsor. I feel that they probably would not appreciate my politics. I don't smoke. I don't like do any nicotine stuff. I do have a hilarious caffeine addiction. Unironically, not sponsored, not sponsored, not sponsored. There's this product called Grinds, and I know that seems like an ad when I say that sentence, but this is like little pouches of coffee grounds, and you can suck on them like they were a Zyn. And I have this. Because when I'd go camping or when I'd spend a lot of time outdoors, I would suck on coffee beans, but it was cutting my teeth. Not like my teeth, but my gums to suck on the coffee beans. And I used Skillshare to teach me After Effects, so. But yeah, this was actually kind of gas, not gonna lie. Wait, what are they called for real? I'm in college and need more caffeine. They're called Grinds.
There is this product called Mana Potion.
That's so true. There is this product called Mana Potion at manapotioncoffee.com. Dude, I still got a bunch of grinds with a D. Grinds, like coffee grinds. But, you know, you could always buy Mana Potion coffee from manapotioncoffee.com.
It being scammed, and if they want to sue me, fucking bet. Try it, bitch. Try it, bitch. I
Yeah,
dare him to sue me. I dare you to fucking sue him. You're not gonna do it?
Well, I was saying that because you know, there's some argument that could be made that like, okay, because my post went viral, that caused the whole thing to blow up, and so I think I'm a little bit more vulnerable than you guys are. But yeah, I get it.
Okay, on balance, you think that is most likely that they're trying to scam you? Yes or no?
Yeah, I would say there's more red flags than not. I would say, especially because
I'm not asking about the red flags. My question is very specific. On balance, you think it's more likely than not that they're trying to scam you and others? Yes or no?
I honestly don't know, because I don't know what you mean by scam, right? Like, are you saying?
Dude, oh my god, what a semantics Andy, fucking semantics Andy over here. The thing is that Brian understands the context in which Pisco is asking the question. Like, Brian is completely privy to the arguments against him, but he is choosing to not engage with it.
Intentions to try to take money with fraudulent promises that they don't have any intention of
like in a way that's illegal. I honestly,
I'm not claiming that. I'm claiming that they are selling a bill of goods.
He's asking what you believe
that they know they have no intention to keep.
I don't, because I can imagine multiple situations. I can imagine that they're faking it.
Oh my god, holy shit. This guy feels like a pantomiming soy jack of destiny.
What do you think is most likely? Well, if they're faking it, if they're faking it until they're making it, then, and if they don't actually have any intention or ability to like do the promises that they're binding themselves to, then isn't that by definition a fraud?
Yeah, I will. Let me bring up something a little bit unrelated of like one thing that very much feels like a lie, which is that they seem to have been representing that they were doing a deal with Amazon Prime and that they had this like set in stone. They were like telling everybody something about like this Amazon Prime deal. And then they later told me that I couldn't announce that. So I tried to announce that this was like Amazon Prime was announced, and they said, actually, no, you know, that has not been signed yet. And that's like an admitted statement. They said that like they had not had a deal yet. And so if that's the case, if every
when I was like doing my teaching shit, I had like a Factor subscription. It was like a gift. Somebody got me a subscription to Factor. And like my fucking I desperately tried to make it work in my microwave, but the Factor meals would never thaw out in my microwave. And one time I got like the pork with the honey mustard, and it comes in a little sauce packet, and I left the sauce packet inside because I was like fucking cooking. I was tired, right? Because the whole thing with Factor is like, oh yeah, if you work a lot, blah blah blah, you get these meals, right? Were you fired from your teacher job because they found your YouTube channel? No, they actually hired me because of my YouTube channel. But I was also a contract employee, so I didn't renew my contract. But I left the honey mustard inside the fucking package, and fucking I call BS. Okay, Day Gother, well, You're either gonna have to trust me or just walk around believing something, all right? That's because you are supposed to freeze them. Well, I could have put them in my fridge, right? And I thought you were still working as a teacher. No, guys, I run a store now. Like, I'm too busy being an owner. Nobody was ever hired because of their YouTube channel. Well, it was film, so there's that. But when I put the honey mustard in, I like left it in the microwave for like 8 minutes, and it like burned through the bottom of the container. And I nearly, like, set my fucking kitchen on fire. You know, Dagother, you used to be a horse, and then you changed into Red Hood, and then you were Batman, and then you were another guy. But now you're just being one guy. All right? Keep them in the fridge. It takes about 3 minutes to heat them up. I'm complex. All right. You pulled it back there a little bit. I wear many faces. Okay, you gotta understand. Some days I'm Dagother, other days I'm Red Hood. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask. Bro created mustard gas. All it did was burn plastic onto the plate of the fucking microwave. That was really stupid of me, though.
Everybody thought that they had Amazon Prime in a set in stone deal, and that's not true. Then yeah, that would make it a scam. Yeah.
So I'll ask you again.
But
I'll ask again, based on all the circumstances, everything that you currently know, have you accepted, or do you think it's the case that more likely than not these people are scammers?
I would say yes because of the Amazon Prime thing. I would say just because of that one thing. I would say that's enough to push me over the edge. Just saying it's
Dude,
wrong.
the fact that it took so long to like eke out an answer from him was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I have thoughts. I think that this agreement is sketchy. I don't think that it's clear who you're having a contract with. I think that the nature of their obligations seem elusive to me. At times, it feels like they have full discretion to do stuff.
Nobody talks about HelloFresh anymore. You know, I know somebody who works on the marketing team for HelloFresh. They're like I'm like 1 degree of separation from the C-suite executives at HelloFresh. It's actually kind of crazy. They didn't want to sponsor me, by the way. I was personally brought up. They didn't approve. Very sad. Very sad.
They're buying, to do some things. Maybe it's just this whole like cross advertisement or whatever. But it leaves me with a lot of questions. The lack of any effective date and certain defined terms kind of being opaque to me.
Wow,
seems weird and odd. The fact that the terms seem especially favorable to them. That you don't seem to have much remedies at all on a situation you might imagine where if you're, think about like
and die.
Any kind of IP issue, like that's not sorted out here. I can imagine.
Thank you. Dude, being 28 is crazy.
An intellectual property issue.
Professionally rejected. Well, that one, it was probably because of all the Snow Bunny mind control and insane fucking thumbnails on this YouTube channel. To be fair, if I was in a marketing department, I wouldn't sponsor me, so I can't even hold it against them.
Merging. So yeah, I'm like, the fact that everything's bold, it doesn't seem like it's been analyzed by some sort of like reputable or thoughtful counsel, and the fact that this doesn't appear to be something that's drafted carefully by an attorney, it would seem to indicate, well, that makes it less likely that they have this kind of capital to do this kind of show, where presumably they would need to like get insurance and.
Dude, every streamer needs a chat that will just be like, yeah, if you just did a cover of the Mormon C word, I would still support you. We'll wait until you're 29. You'll learn when you're old. Dude, I feel so old. Fucking goddamn.
All the fucking things that you would want, right? And the fact that the communications happen entirely through Discord. That's a red flag, man. You don't know who this Stephanie person is.
Too bad you couldn't use.
Right? You had 24 hours to respond to it.
Yeah.
It's not clear that you have even authority to sign up to the things that you are signing up for. Your warrants and reps, like, how can you do that? How could you possibly do due diligence in this amount of time?
Yeah, I mean that's true. I honestly was just banking on Mythic Talent having my back on this, but I guess maybe that's
Yeah, can't do that, man. That's irresponsible.
Yeah,
you got to grant that's irresponsible.
It is, but there's another.
It is, but oh my god, brother.
Downside to what you're talking about here, because if I do all these, here's what you gotta understand. I'm like kind of a nobody, and if I am,
You're a celebrity.
Like,
You're a celebrity.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
The point that I'm saying here is
Pisco's gassing this guy up. I was gonna say Pisco's jacking this guy off. God damn.
I've tried to do so many of these partnerships with gaming companies before, and I get kind of blown off. And so if I am,
Because you're a Reddit moderator, brother.
My thought process is if I'm slowing down, every step of the way, I do kind of lose it, right? And so, like in this case, you're right, but I'm wondering, like, okay, let's say I do all these things, I talk to a lawyer or whatever, and I do all these things just to do like a Reddit AMA. Like, is that, is that going to kill the thing, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, I would like. I don't understand why, like, if it's not worth it. I'm not saying that you would have needed to get a lawyer to do this, and that like hiring a lawyer made financial sense for you in this context. But even just not as a lawyer, a legal person, I think that there's enough indicia for a lay person here. Reasonably, I mean, you're someone who works for a living. You're someone who, you're not representing that you're totally like clueless and like you don't have any common sense. You have, right? I mean, you have the ability to look at red flags and stuff. And so yeah, I think that this. I'm gonna be honest. I think this is like a fair basis to remove you from the Reddit mod. Now, I'm not saying that that's a good thing that happened, but when you say like, well, they should have removed me for other stuff, why isn't this sufficient? If for anything, if you violated the TOS stuff.
Sure. So I would disagree with it on, we'll call it like a meta level.
Okay.
So what I'm
on a meta level, goddamn. Yes, materially, I am incorrect. But let's talk about it in the philosophical sense. What does it mean to be a Reddit mod?
saying here is I wish stuff like this would have gone through Reddit first, right? And so like
why should I just so like Reddit should have like a creator portal, right, where you could apply for sponsorship? Is that a thing?
Reasons why I was moving so quickly on this, and not doing as much due
Do you
diligence
think
as I
Matt
should,
Pitt
is
would get this guy on Now Recording if he was around? Definitely, he would have gotten this guy on Now Recording. Definitely. Matt Pitt, I miss him. We still talk, but he's just not around anymore.
Because I kind of got blown off by Reddit in the past, and it never goes anywhere. And so, you could still say that is my fault, but from a systemic level, it's not completely out there that a company like this would want to work with a subreddit. And, they really are, really.
So YouTube has this like sponsorship portal where sponsors can sign up and then they will get automatically fed to YouTubers, creator studios. And you can apply as a creator to do a sponsorship, and then it gets like settled like instantly on whether or not you do a sponsorship or not. And so Reddit could definitely have something like that. But then also, do we need another way to be advertised to? I feel like Reddit is one of those things where it's such an information-heavy platform that would kind of ruin the platform.
At PZK became a member. At PZK celebrates 3 months of membership. Happy birthday, so proud of you for finally getting that ice sponsorship. Pregnant man emoji, orange heart emoji, jar emoji, jar emoji. Everybody tweet hashtag Diesel loves ice to celebrate.
Don't
Pregnant
do
man
that.
emoji, pie emoji, Erica Kirk emoji, ice emoji.
Oh, shit.
Is their platform. They really are supposed to be the adults in the room, protecting me from kind of my own mistakes.
Guys, why wasn't Reddit being the adult in the room?
And so that's what I do still,
Pregnant man emoji for getting boy pregnant,
my fault, like for sure, but I do think that there are systemic issues that they should fix to prevent, the moderators from making those things.
So you think that they were negligent in not providing you counsel to funnel this agreement through?
Yeah, I think that they should have a whole pipeline.
Dude, it's like, I need the corporation to save my ass. Why would a corporation ever save your ass? Like, unironically, right? You sound like nothing but a liability. Why should they extend any grace to you?
A whole partnership team, which is like the top of the funnel thing, which this stuff goes through. So it doesn't like go to, I thought I was being a go-getter here, I guess, my mistake. Because like nobody else does this. Basically no other moderator, and they basically just don't have a pipeline for doing something like this that should be obvious. Like I think it's a very
just Reddit mods aren't the same thing as a content creator. Like if Brian wants to be a content creator, there's room in this world for a guy with the same kind of energy that DSP has, okay?
obvious thing that a company should do a partnership with subreddits, and that's what Reddit should be there to facilitate.
Well, yeah, I like I think that there are better things that Reddit could do to make sure that they're, you know, doing helpful things for moderators. Maybe to be honest, I don't. You have way more experience in the Reddit mod side of things. I have like none, and so I mean, I'll defer to you on what you think is reasonable given the circumstances for Reddit. To do.
He's an unreasonable person. I would not do such a thing
As a company, and I have.
Happy birthday. Now that you're more mature, can we bring back the fart noise dono
Listen,
sound?
guys, you're getting a fucking main channel video literally tomorrow. By the way, the video goes up tomorrow. Shout out. Society. But there's gonna be a video out. And then I'm gonna have a new starting soon screen. Bunch of stuff.
I certainly have no good ideas there about how to like grow a business like Reddit's. I'm not that kind of guy. But yeah, no, it's
I mean, the better question I'll ask is let's say you were talking to me. Let's say you were talking to like an influencer, and they were like going through these contracts.
I'll be like, fuck this. What is this shit? Who are these people? Get me on the phone with $1 Million Fan. Who the fuck is Stephanie Hall? I need their email. Like, let me talk to this person right now. Voice call. I'm not doing this through Discord. You guys need to give me a letterhead. I need to know where the business is. Like, those are like the first things. Like, what am I? Sure. Who am I contracting with? Like, that's a big thing. That's what I would do. If I were like repping like a influencer, I'd be like, oh, who are these people? How do they contact you? Do you know their names? Okay, put me on the phone with them, and I'm gonna ask them questions. And
yeah, I've never had a position where I don't know the company that I'm like crafting a deal with either.
And those are the things like with like a, I don't know, with like a dad voice, not with like a kind of like, sure, oh, that's so great, like a kind of critical scrutiny voice.
Sure. I just let me rephrase again. Would you agree that the other influencers and talent manager who got tricked, like whatever mistake that I did, they did it like 10 times?
I'm sorry, like, listen, what I did was bad, but what Extra Emily also did was also bad.
I guess that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, it depends what they did to try to entice them. I only know this, so maybe they have like a.
Their manager definitely fumbled the ball. Yes, 100%. That manager fumbled the ball. If an influencer is large enough that they have a talent manager, the influencer doesn't need to know all of the specifics of the details. Okay, the specifics of the details. God damn, I'm getting really tired, guys. They don't need to know all the specifics, right? Because the talent manager should handle all that for them. If the manager doesn't handle that, then they haven't done their job correctly. That's a job failing. So it's not really on the influencer. But if you're a small influencer, then yes, you should read the contract. And if you're not sure, then you should go get an attorney. And is it expensive? Yes. But also, do you want to open yourself up to liability? No. And it might even be possible that you could negotiate a higher rate if you go to an attorney. You know, so it's like, it's not even like a bad thing to be doing that. That due diligence gets you more money. I know I've gotten more money by reading my contracts than not.
My guess is, if you put a gun in my head, my answer is like, yeah. But then you're basically saying it's like treating me like an infant.
If one streamer's an idiot, that does not mean all of them are. Most of them are. But like, you know, it's just like you should be able to execute some function there
and treat them as like because I should be to a lower standard than them. And I guess do you want to grant that?
I mean, I'll grant it compared to an agency, maybe not an influencer. Okay, I think of myself as smarter than most influencers. But
okay.
You think of yourself, well, brother, I've got bad news for you.
I don't know about the
agency.
This guy's entire like frame of influencer is like Destiny Orbit, and then like everybody doing something stupid because he experiences it all through LSF.
No, listen, man, listen. There are, ask the people of Minnesota. There are organizations that, and in fact, states and governments that get taken for a ride. So I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to say that you are like a bad person because this mistake happened, man. Like, I think that could, and people who are like attacking you and going crazy. I'm not saying that.
I think he's a bad person on the basis of other things. This is just him showing his ass, and then the rest of it is what makes him really annoying.
With all that stuff, and I don't want you to take it to heart. Like this
Pisco, you don't understand the Machiavellian weave stale plays. He's not subservient. He's playing everyone. The modern day Niccolo Machiavelli, bro.
Kind of shit happens, man. Like there are people, you were excited about something, right? And there's nothing wrong with being excited about something. There was like a good opportunity, right? And you wanted just to like, maybe you wanted some power too. I heard that in the fucking, that was funny. You wanted some fucking power, but like this was like a cool idea you thought might make some people excited, might increase your clout a little bit.
I think he's a bad person for using Reddit. Yeah, his Reddit karma, increased as his karmic debt also increased. Coincidence? I think not.
So it's disappointing when it doesn't work out, but yeah, I don't think that like it's wrong to be excited about stuff, and I'm glad that you acknowledge it's more likely than not that these guys aren't legit. I think that's true, and yeah, but I think you can use this opportunity to your advantage, perhaps. You know, never let a good crisis go to waste. This was Rahm Emanuel.
This guy is you're encouraging him to keep posting is funny. Okay.
And yeah, like I don't think that
I was not familiar with your game, Mr. Pisco.
Need to forever be apologizing about this or doing the rounds on it, because I think that, you know, you have more to offer to the world, and I'm excited to see what that is.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my thoughts too. Is like, you know, in my follow video, I did say, yeah, you know, this is my fault, but then I'm trying to redirect it to. So I'm like trying to redirect things to Reddit, not necessarily to absolve me, but to more to like try to solve the problems.
Yeah, leave Spez alone. Come on, dude. He didn't really do anything. Come on, I mean, leave Spez alone. What the fuck did he do? Come on, take the L and leave Spez alone, and you can start with the new subreddit and have some, you know, it can be fun. What is it called? Sub Alliance? See, I remember this shit.
Yeah.
Sub Alliance. Make the Sub Alliance sub fucking great again. I mean, I don't know, like, but Spez is. He doesn't have anything to do with this shit, all right? What does he have to do with this shit? Okay, maybe he should have had a fucking lawyer for you, but really?
I would say that my so I'm not saying that he's at fault for this thing. I'm saying that this is like a random example, like that's like indicative of other problems at Reddit. Like, I mean, the high level, very general problem is I don't think that moderators get enough resources. You know, forget if this thing applies to or not. It's just this is like one example of that, of like basically all these problems about moderators not being kind of treated well enough or not getting enough resources or not being professional enough are still very real problems. Maybe this example applies to it, maybe it doesn't.
Okay. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. And I think that there's like a lot of fun stuff to come from the stale universe. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, it's really crazy how this guy has adopted like the mannerisms and speech patterns of Destiny. It's bananas.
Saw some of the videos.
This is what experts mean when they say autism can cause one to have a strong sense of justice. It can be really hard to accept when something feels unfair. That is the most gentle way to describe that this guy is probably autistic.
The one of you doing the running up the tree, that made me laugh.
I mean, did you get it's a programmer joke?
When you explained it to me, I thought it was just like a Naruto thing.
Oh yeah, I totally look at you later. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm ignorant about that. I don't get all the references. All right. Let me think. Other stuff. What's on your mind? Do you want to keep talking? You're not gonna loop?
Oh my god! All right. Well, that's enough. That's enough. I am very tired. And I can't keep my eyes open. And I'm streaming. And I'm out here. And I'm streaming. And I'm literally shitting my pants out here. Fuck, dude. Yeah, guys. Thank you for coming out here and wishing me happy birthday and all that stuff. Fucking. I know I was hoping to do something more outrageous and funny. For my birthday, but it's just I've been fucking pushing myself and like burning the candlestick at both ends. Wade Diesel is politics. I can't do it, dude. It's fucking 20 minutes to midnight. I need sleep. God. But yeah, good night, guys. IBS Diesel, so true. Alright. Good night, my IBS kings and queens.